Hi, I'm Tom with the Vending Business Show, and today I've got the second part of this little clip from this webinar that's very good, and it talks a little more about extended networking. Um, Larry Towner, Joe Nichols, Dan Jordan, vending professionals and sales professionals. You're gonna like this segment. These three guys are hilarious. They when they get together, lots of interesting things come out. So let's get right to it.
Customer. I also put down here competitors. I got a tremendous amount of business from competitors, and I was a small vendor. I did largely smaller accounts. I got large companies like to send business to someone they can trust it because they have size limitations and they don't want to necessarily take smaller accounts. They don't like 50 or 100 less employees, and so they would send me the accounts that were 50 to 100 people, which for me, if they were close to my service area, were tremendous accounts for me. How do you get to those people? Contact the salespeople directly. Contact the principals of the large businesses, the managers, and things like that. And for those guys in the vending business, I'm talking about people at Canteen. I'm talking about people at ARA. I'm talking about the guys in the big vending companies in your town or city, wherever you live. And, just strike up a conversation. Talking to your competitors can also be a source of equipment. You can find out things about where they're buying product, what kind of pricing they're getting, and all that kind of thing. And it all starts by contacting some of your larger competitors that you're not necessarily competing with. And even if you're a large vendor, you still can do that and contact the other large vendors and see, who's trading accounts and who's doing this and who's doing that. Joe, what do you have to say about that?
I always sent the leads to the customers that I knew that were going to do a good job. A lot of these smaller locations, the vendor has a larger location that is affiliated with it, and the vendor must know that the small vendor is going to do a good job with the account he's sending you. So you always want to go out there, and if you don't take the account, you contact the large vendor that you're not going to take the account, so he knows about it, so he doesn't leave. Don't always do what you say you're going to do and do a good job, and you'll get all the leads you want from the big vendors.
Correct. All right. Other things are geographic considerations when it comes to competitors. I find I had a great working relationships with several competitors of mine that worked in geographically different areas than I did. Meaning I worked the north side of Atlanta. I had several people from the east, south, and west side of Atlanta, and I even had one guy who worked the north side of Atlanta. And we would get leads in areas that weren't in our geographic area or our area of operations, I guess is what I want to say. We were largely running route on the north side, and I would get an account down on the south side, and I had a couple of competitors, friendly competitors, I guess I want to call them, and I would send them leads, and we got tremendous leads from people like that. The ability to, they would get a phone call from somebody, oh, we've got this, we've got that. Lots of times, I know in my business, I had accounts with multiple locations where they would have 5-10 locations around the city, and I couldn't service all of them. They were just too far away to really make any money. I would spend more time driving, and then there were service considerations and all the things that go into running a vending business. But if I had a local guy over there who I trusted, he'd get the business, and we'd work as a team, and it was fantastic. And we dominated a couple of industries that way by working as a team in the geographic areas. And we very rarely walked on each other. Occasionally, every once in a while. But, we would talk, and we kind of laughed because half the time we knew it was coming anyway and things like that. So it really wasn't that a big deal. Dan, do you see that? You don't really do anything like that in your business now, do you? Or do you do anything like that?
I used to, a lot. And what happens is the smaller people, the smaller guys, they're real protective about everything. You want to grab everything, and they're not really paying attention, and they think any account is a good account. The ones that are more established, people who've been around a while, they're much better with their competition than new people, which is ironic not to be that way. But so no, I have some relationships like that with people, and it's because I don't care. At the end of the day, there's so much business out there. I mean, all the stuff we're talking about right now, and Joe knows this. The reason why people succeed or not succeed in getting new clients is simply because those who are succeeding getting new clients are actively trying to get new clients. The ones that aren't succeeding are the ones that are sitting home thinking about ways to get new clients.
And the way to get new clients is go call on people.
That's all. I mean, that's everything we're talking about right now. We're talking about either calling them on their phone or either visiting, going there in person, either calling somebody, a competitor, either doing some networking, but you're actively going out, making the effort to do something. 90% of the people are sitting home waiting for stuff to happen.
Yeah, yep, I agree with that one.
You've been watching the Vending Business Show, a publication of A&M Equipment Sales. And if you'd like to get access to the entire webinar, there should be a subscribe link or button below this video, and you just send your email to me and I'll send you the link to the entire webinar.